Testing 1 2, testing. Testing 1 2, testing. There we go. All right, new mic. There we go. All right, new mic. Take this off. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for opening day. It's a Faux-Friday. That is a Thursday. If you, talking to somebody last night, what do you mean by Faux-Friday? Faux in French means a fake Friday. So today is Thursday, opening day, April 1st. No April Fool's jokes today, I guarantee you that. And we'll get right to the business action today. But my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper here live in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And hopefully we can bring you guys a great show here today. We've got a great lineup of topics to talk about. And hopefully you guys can hear me in the bullpen all right. And if you can, just let me know if the sound quality check is okay. And on today's show, what we're going to talk about is how to use BullpenPix.com. So today's rant, it's not going to be more of a rant. It's going to be more of a how to use BullpenPix.com as a strategy to your, like a networking tool. Also, we're going to have free horse racing selections from Gulfstream Park. The SBI, we're going to think like a bookmaker and review the market conditions in the sports betting industry. Bears and Bulls report, see which teams are bullish and bearish. And then we're going to have Major League Baseball handicapping to start off the show. We're going to give out the computer picks. And then we're going to go with the 80% club. I really got some good stats today in Major League Baseball. Some totals, mostly totals. And I do have a system play that probably Yankee fans won't like. But there's a good system play that involves three teams here today. And I'm going to have the NBA computer picks and the NHL computer picks. So as you can see, we're going to change a bit of our format a bit today when we give out the forecast. Because with the MLB, NBA, NHL, it's going to be really tough to handle everything. So good. I'm glad to see everything is doing well. The sound check says it's good, Miss Danica. So that's good to know. John X is in the house. How you, John? Johnny's look at Johnny, first of the class today, eh? Carlos, how you doing, Carlos? Good morning. Derek, what's up, Derek from New Jersey? And G&G, morning ramblers and gamblers here on the Rain Report Sports Betting Network, the podcast. All right, you can find me each and every day right here on the YouTube channel. And good morning, Rashad. How you doing? And let's get to the rant of the day. Now, today's rant of the day is BullpenPix.com. So I had a really good conversation with Sniper last night. We talked about a half hour. And BullpenPix.com, and the mindset that people use this site is... you can use it any way you want. I'm not going to tell you guys how to use the website, but I'm going to tell you how I view it and how I use it and how I use it to my advantage, handicapping sports, right? Well, in this case, baseball and also hockeypicks.com. In fact, I'll be doing a cross between hockey picks and bullpens to show you guys exactly how to use this site to your advantage, how to find winners. Now, when I built this site many moons ago, the objective was to build consensus on selections, but think of Twitter, how you follow other people on Twitter, and that's the same mindset that I built this site, thinking that people will follow other people that have winning picks. Now, you as somebody who's coming to this site and you're saying, okay, big deal, I'm just putting in my site. What's my incentive, right? Your incentive is to follow winners. And hopefully you're making winners, right? And it's a place where you can track your selections. You can see when you go to your My Account, where you can track your record. And if you click on the View Leaderboard, you can see other people's pick and your picks and your longest winning streak. But the objective is to log your selections. And when people follow other pickers, it's to see who's got the hot hand. Now, at the top of the site here, you see the top scouts, right? Normally, and I'll use Hockey Picks because Hockey Picks has more, and just use it as the same as Bullpen and Hockey Picks. But if you just follow the where I'm going here, you'll see what I mean. Now, the top scouts, when you click on top scouts, these are people who are following other people, right? And the reason why they're like I'm only following 6 guys, and this guy here, Chad, is following 5, 6, 8. You don't want to be following 20 people. Because if you start following 20 people, I guarantee you 20 out of the 20 people, about 12 or 13 are not winning. is the principle and the concept of these website is that you can follow some of the top pickers, and what you want to do is build your own roster of pickers, right? Like if I go to hockeypix.com and I click on who I'm following, all right, you click on who's tripping here. Somebody says he's tripping. Who's tripping? Am I tripping? Well, what do you mean you're tripping there, Rashad? You threw me off there. Good morning, Ramblers and Gamblers. All right, I just saw somebody's tripping here. I'm like, well, what's going on there? All right, so what I do here at hockeypix.com, and I'll do it once people, and the thing is, you will not have a score at BullpenPix until you have 100 selections into the system. So every day you're going to come here and you're going to say, how come there's no top scorers, no top pickers? The most followed there will be, but the top pickers and top scorers, and you will see the hottest pickers because we will track daily, but you won't see the top pickers and top scorers until there's 100 picks in the system. This way, we have some data on the pickers, and then cream rises to the top, right? So we'll put the top pickers, the top scorers here, and those are the people you want to be following on your following page, right? So if I click on the people I'm following right now at Baseball Picks, there's only 3 guys, right? And it's still early, but I just, I got them from the most followed page, right? So, and here's what you want to do. Now, Chad put his picks in today, and you want to compare your picks with Chad, right? And again, I'm going to go back to the incentive. Everything online in business, you got to have an incentive, right? And the incentive, if I just gave out t-shirts or betting accounts or stuff like that, it would bring a different audience to the website. And by having no real incentive of prizes, now the incentive is self-motivated so that you put in your picks each day and you follow other pickers. And the thing again, when you're building your roster of people you are following, if they don't make the cut, you cut them, right? Like I look at here the people I'm following at Hockey Picks, and I'm not having a great run right now, so people are probably cutting me. But 557 is still a good score. I'm following Wiley West 870, Vasco 857, Gus Cortorzi 807, Roper 856, Musco 530. Now you're saying, okay, I thought you're just going to follow guys who are in the 800s, right? But I have rules. There's an exception. A guy like Ed Musco, who's got 62 cups, I know eventually he's going to turn it around. So that's why I don't unfollow him, right? And the same thing and then you got family. then you follow family members, right? It was Jeff, my buddy Jeff's doing really good. So but this is the concept of bullpen and hockeypicks.com, is that you build a roster of all-stars, of all-star pickers, and then what you want to do each and every day is you go in and you look at your selections, and then you compare them with the people you're following. And this way, if you're having a bad run, like I'll give you a great example. Like yesterday when I was doing my selections, that Toronto-Winnipeg game, I wasn't sure, what team I really like. I know the system was on Toronto, and then I saw Vasco, who was having a great run, and he was on Toronto too, right? So I said, you know what? I do like Toronto. I have the system that follow it. Vasco just confirmed what I already like, and because Vasco was on Toronto last night, then I picked Toronto, and that's the way the site works. And it can become a drug, because once you start following other great pickers, and then you go on these great runs, you can wait for the next day so you can see what they have, and then you can compare what you have. And then again, if people are just losing, then you unfollow them until they start winning. But the concept here at bullpen and hockeypicks.com is you want to follow winning picks, people who make winning picks. And this is why I say all the time, the more people that we have making picks here at Hockey Picks and Bullpen Picks, then the opportunity of like Streakcatcher, right? Eddie went on that great streak. We all benefited from Eddie's great run. And it's the same thing. It's the old Janet Jackson song, right? What have you done for me lately? And this is what the concept of sports betting is. And hey, sports betting is a grind. Anybody who tells you it's easy, they're lying, because it is a grind if you do it all the time. All right, so hey, that's my rant on bullpenpicks.com. Again, the reason why I picked this topic this morning with opening day is that it's still early, right? And wait until about 10 days when people have put in over 100 picks a day. Cream will rise to the top, and then you'll be able to follow the top baseball pickers. And I'll get into more of the baseball talk here today. So let me know what you think. Are you on the same page, or do you have a different strategy using BullpenPix.com or HockeyPix.com? And again, I can't emphasize enough, BullpenPix, HockeyPix, and we're going to have another basketball site like this and a football site. And once these get online, it's going to be one of the top. The power of us is stronger than one of us, right? I always say that. When you got a lot of people picking, somebody's going to get hot, and the community that we stick together and we keep. And the thing is, we got to stick together and put our picks in each day. Obviously for reasons that you're on vacation, whatever, you can't make picks. But the more people that are loyal to the site and putting in their selection, then the community is going to benefit. You're going to benefit, and hopefully your bankroll will benefit. All right, there you go. That's my Ron's rant of the day, and hopefully you guys are on the same page with that. Now let's go right to the horse racing. We're going to go to Gulfstream Park in race number 1 today at the Gulfstream Park, and the old DJ voice ready to come out. And let's go to race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. $21,000 maiden claiming race. 1 p.m. post time. 116 miles on the turf. We're going to go 9-6-7 in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. Tammy's Orchid. Paco Lopez taking a ride on Tammy's Orchid. And 5-2 morning line on Tammy's Orchid. Orchid or Orchid? I think it's Orchid. Kosei, number 6. Edgar Zayas riding the number 6 horse on Kosei. And the 7 horse, Miss Ghislaine. Hey, a little French pronunciation right there, Miss Ghislaine. Joe Bravo taking the ride here on the 7, Miss Ghislaine. I just like saying the word Ghislaine. 3-1 morning line on Miss Ghislaine. And Imacel Yamarillo is the number 1 horse today on our Joker's Wild. Our long shot today is the 1 horse, Dispense. If you follow my selections, I'm a big one. I love the 1 hole. For some reason, ever since I've been young, the 1 hole is my favorite horse when it takes the 1. It's inside rail, I guess. I don't know. Dispense, the 8-1 morning line on Dispense. Imacel Yamarillo is taking the ride here on Dispense. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today on Gulfstream Park, I'm going to recommend 9-6, 6-7, 7-1 box. And if you're going to go trifecta, 9-6-7, 1-6-7 box. And if you play the Jokers selection, the long shot, bet Dispense to win or to place, or win and place. So this way, if he comes in second, he'll pay off. And probably sometimes you get these big long shots that come in second. They pay more than the winner. All right, that's your Gulfstream Park horse racing selection for April Fool's Day, April 1st. So don't get caught with some April Fool's jokes. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Hey, you guys are like family now, so I won't trick you guys on some type of April Fool's joke. And let's take a look at the next thing online here. Let's go to the Bears. No, the SBI. Let's go to SBI. And there's Slammin' Sammy Sneed just showing up here on Major League Baseball. How you doing, Slammy? Hey, Slammin' Sammy. Roger, how you doing, Roger? Hope you're having a good day. Isaiah, what's up, Isaiah? Your Minnesota Wild are killing me, man. Between Minnesota and the Boston Celtics, I don't know what to do anymore. Hey, I just might take them right out. They might just be... I might be done with those guys. All right, let's take a look at the SBI and see what's come in the NHL, NBA. Now, give it a couple more days. MLB will... MLB, remember last year, all the overs that came in at the beginning of the year was absolutely crazy. The overs were coming in at a high pace. NBA last night, man, the favorites... Oh, but look at this. Even though the favorites had a big night, 7-3 straight up, only 4-5 against the point spread. Very rare you see the favorites not cover the spread like they did last night. So... I went 1-1 in basketball last night. I played 2 totals, and I went 1-1 in hockey. Minnesota killed me. Your Minnesota Wild are killing me, Isaiah. And T-Wolves won, though. Yeah, the T-Wolves won, though. That's funny. All right, the over-unders last night, 8-2 to the unders. In fact, the unders have won now 2 nights in a row. The under in the NBA is now 11-3. The 11-3 the last 2 days. Yeah, Buffalo Sabres. Hey, somebody, are you still celebrating plant-based from last night's victory? Hey, 18-game losing streak, pop the champagne. Hey. All right, so last night in the NBA, as I said, the unders have come in the last couple of days. On the 7-day average, 81.6% of the favorites come in. 41.3, so we're still in the bear market betting overs. So remember we said yesterday, be careful betting overs because we are now in a unders market. So slack la pedale there, as I said yesterday. Slack la pedale. I know some guys got a kick out of that one. And the 7-day average, 63.9% of the favorites are covering in the NBA the last 7 days. So we are now entering a bull market on NBA favorites. All right, let's take a look at the NHL real quickly. And you like apples? Actually, I'm allergic to apples. Yeah, I'm allergic to apples. Here's the funny thing: I can eat apple pie, but I can't eat apples. I can't eat carrots. I can't eat carrots. My throat just swells right up. Same thing with chop suey. Man, I got weird allergies. I don't know, something with MSG or something. All right, NHL. Looking at the NHL last night, 2-3 for the underdogs. You know, the underdogs have been carrying the week here. 4-3 the last 7 days for underdogs. 4-1 to the over. Remember we said last week, watch out for underdogs. Like, they're starting to bark right now. And 4-1 to the over in last night in the NHL. And the puck line 2-3 on the 7-day average. Still underdogs taking the day, 56.4. 45.3 with the over-unders on the overs coming in. We're in a neutral market. And against the point spread, underdogs on the puck line, 71.4% are barking if you're playing the puck line. In fact, I got a great puck line today system. I think Plant-Based is going to like that. It involves his Buffalo Sabres. All right, there's the market conditions. Let's take a quick look at the Bears and Bulls report of the NBA. And what we do in this segment is we take a look at which teams that we need to, because sometimes we don't, you ever do that? You watch the standings or you see a stat and you say, oh, really? Wow, I didn't know the Sacramento Kings were on a 5-2 win streak or a 6-1 or 7-0. And I didn't know that San Antonio now entered the Bear Club. So you can see right down here, Miami entering the Bear Club, 2-5 in their last 7. The Lakers, they've been here before, and I wonder if they're starting to get a little bit concerned here in Lakerland. San Antonio is in the Bear Club. They 2-5. They won last night though, big win last night. I was hoping for a few more buckets. I had the over in that game, but we didn't get it. Sacramento left. They left some buckets in the bus, I guess, right? They didn't want to bring out the 3-point shooters in the second half. But no MSG and apples, Ronald. GGG. No, it's the skin. There's something with the apple skin that just makes my throat swell right up. All right, so we can see here, Sacramento is the only C team that is bullish right now. NHL, let's take a look at the NHL. Which teams are bullish? Nashville. Watch out for the Nashville Predators. They're making some noise right now. And, man, Nashville is a team you got to watch out for right now. They're playing some good hockey. Ron, maybe you should have a club for ATS percentage. Maybe you should have a club for ATS percentage. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Isaiah. ATS percentage. So shoot me an email or let me know what you mean by that. I don't mind trying it, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. What else here? Good day, folks. Hello, Sammy. All right, just making sure I don't miss anybody in the bullpen in the chat session. All right, NHL. Wow, look at this. Only 4 teams in the bullish club right now. So that tells me the parity in the NHL. Betting, be careful betting. We said it right at the top, right? Underdogs. And this is why it's so important to check out the market conditions. Who had a clue that there was only 4 teams that are bullish right now in the NHL? And look at the Bear Club. Now see a lot of neutrals. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen so much neutral teams, and that's fantastic. If you're betting underdogs in the NHL, that means there's a lot of value now betting on the underdogs in the NHL. All right, let's get to Major League Baseball. I saw Bo Dunn first in line here. He said Bo Dunn. I saw a comment this morning. He says crack of the bats, and I thought I saw that from Bo Dunn this morning, and hopefully Bo's doing well. And let me see here. Yep. Hopefully you guys are in the same chat. I know that I'm pretty sure I saw Bo Dunn's comment this morning because I opened up a new chat. I wonder if it's in the old one, but I'm sure he'll pop in and say hi. All right, let's go to the MLB computer picks. And what we're going to do in this segment is we're going to use the computer selections. And what I've done this morning, guys, is I put in my picks at BullpenPix.com and using the computer picks, right? So I'm going to track the computer picks at BullpenPix.com. So this way we get a good idea how the computer is doing at the year. And if you're following me at, what happened here? Okay, yeah. All right, so the Yankees taking on the Blue Jays, -178 is the the line here on the Yankees. Garrett Cole going up against Hyun-Jin Ryu of the Blue Jays. Man, Blue Jays had a pretty good spring training. Blue Jays got that vibe going right now, right? You got to watch out for the Blue Jays. 4.3, 3.9 favoring the Yankees. The over-under to land on 8.26. I'm going to show you guys a good baseball system in a few minutes, and we'll get to that in just a few seconds. Cleveland taking on the Detroit Tigers. Now, the Tribe are 175 favorite on the road. The over-under at 7.5. Forecast, going to see an upset here. 3.34, 2.4. The over-under at 5.79. Obviously, no Lindor in Cleveland. He's with the Mets. And then, we got Matthew Boyd up against Shane Bieber, but I don't see that happening today. And I think Bieber last year in opening day, what do you have, 13 Ks or something like that? Minnesota taking on the Brew Crew. We got Brandon Woodruff against Kenta Maeda here of the Twins. And look at the total. Total 7 and minus 109. So basically a pick 'em. The Brew Crew against the Twinkies, and we got the Minnesota Twins winning here, 5.5 to 3.5, the over-under at 3.09. Brandon Woodruff against Kenta Maeda. Hey, big day today. All the aces are going in most teams. Now, this game, unfortunately, I just saw is postponed between Baltimore and Boston. Not a good way to start the season if you're a Red Sox or Oriole fan. Man, I hope it's not something to come in, let's knock on wood, right? All right, look at this total, 6.5 at Wrigley today. Minus 203 is the price here on Kyle Hendricks up against Chad Kuhl. And we got the Cubbies winning 3.07 to 2, over-under at 5.07. Braves taking on the Phillies. Aaron Nola up against Max Fried. And the line on this game, minus 123 for the Phillies, over-under at 7.5. And looking at the computer forecast, like the Braves here. I do like the Braves. 5.3, 3.5, the over-under at 8.89. So it does like it to go over the total today at Citizen Bank Park. Tampa Bay taking on the Miami Marlins today at Marlins Park. Now the Rays, last year's finalists in the World Series, 143 price tag, the over-under at 7.5. Sandy Alcantara going today for the Miami Marlins. And if we look at Alcantara last season, Sandy last year had 3-2 record, ERA of 3, a whip of 1.19, 39 Ks. He's up against Tyler Glass now, Tampa Bay's top pitcher this year now that Charlie Morton's gone to Atlanta. And 143 is the price tag, 7.5. We got the Marlins pulling up an upset here today. We got a little bit of an upset here today. We do have Miami 5.8, 2.57, the over-under at 8.43. And that should be a good game. And that's, there's always a couple teams you like to follow. I just like following Tampa Bay. They're good. Kevin Cash, a great manager. And it's too bad KJ Choi is going to be out. I love watching him. He's got great energy. He's just I like watching him. He looks like a fun guy. Padres taking on the D-backs. Now, we got Yu Darvish. Now, you played for the Cubbies last year, got traded, or he went free agency, went to San Diego in the offseason, up against Madison Bumgarner. I don't think Madison's got a great record against the Padres. 225 is the price tag, 8.5 is the total, 6.09, 3.92, the over-under at 10.01. Maybe the over is where you want to go here today. All right. Also, don't be scared. Put in your selections in the bullpen, and that's why we call it the bullpen. So this way we can see who you got, and then I'll just, whenever you guys give out a pick, I'll say, for instance, I saw Tyler McCoy. Any thoughts on the Cubs? We'll get to that in just a second there, Tyler. I know the wind. I think the wind today is blowing in at Wrigley. That's why I see a total of 6.5. And looking at the starting lineup for Chicago, Ian Happ, Contreras, Rizzo, Bryant, Peterson, Baez, Hayward, Bodie, and Hendricks. And you got Kyle Hendricks going against Chad Kuhl. Hendricks, you know what? Wasn't a great year last year. 6-5, 2.88, 2.88 ERA, 64 Ks, a whip of minus 1. Pretty good, but Chad Kuhl last season for the Cubs, only 2-3. And you know what? It's tough. It's opening day, right? And normally when I bet opening day, I'm very selective. I'll probably have 1 or 2 plays at most, but I'm not going to touch that game in the Cubs. Cubs Pirates, right? It's the Pirates, and plus it's a big price. What's that price? Minus 203. All right, where was I? Dodgers taking the Rockies. Now, I was surprised to see the computer go with the Rockies here, but hey. You know what? It's opening day. It's the start of the season. Clayton Kershaw against Herman Marquez. and it's Colorado, right? It could be 0-0 in the 7th, and the game finishes 8-7 in the final score, and it goes over. Maybe the total is where you want to look here. 11 is the total. Minus 202 is the line here on the Dodgers, your defending World Series champions. And we like the Rockies here. 5.82, 5.32, and that's what I love about the computer pick. We're not heavy favorites, right? We don't eat chalk all day, and if you don't swing, you don't miss on the underdogs, right? No pun intended. All right, 113 against Cincinnati against the St. Louis Cardinals, and we have the Cardinals winning this one with Jack Flaherty on the hill up against Luis Castillo today for the Reds. And let me see here in Cincinnati. What's the weather going to be like in Cincinnati? 7% rain, 39%, now that's Fahrenheit, right? Yeah, being a Canadian, the Celsius and Fahrenheit here, I gotta do the conversion on the fly here. So what's 39 Fahrenheit in Celsius? What, is it -2 about, or maybe no? 0 is 32, so it's probably what, +4 in Cincinnati today. And again, you got Castillo up against Flaherty. Hey, I'm gonna need somebody in weather here to give me some conversions here. All right, Texas against Kansas City. Now the Royals, people, we talked about this yesterday in the American League Central. Maybe Kansas City is a team you don't want to sleep on to win that division, right? We'll see in the first 20 games. I always like to see in the first 20 games, you get a good reading on teams. Minus 150 is the price tag today, and 8.5 is the total. And looking at the Rangers here, the computer has Texas winning with Kyle Gibson. Hey, when your starting pitcher for Texas is Kyle Gibson, it might be a long season, right? 2-6 last year. When your ace is 2-6 the year before, what was that song from Iron Maiden? Run to the Hills. Hey, I think they'll be running to the hills. And I'm not trying to hate on Kyle Gibson, but come on, Texas, spend a bit of money here. And for the Kansas City Royals, Brad Keller goes for the Royals today. Washington taking on the New York Mets. I said this in my report this morning. People are not going to like me wearing a Yankees hat today and saying that the Washington Nationals are going to beat the Mets. But you know what? You got Jacob deGrom against Mad Max Scherzer, and 157 is the price tag. And this is the biggest range here in the computer pick. 4.17, 1.92 for Washington. And looking at the record today for Mad Scherzer last season. Let me see. Bring up Mad Max. Oh, this game has been postponed. Man, it's too bad. That's the world we live in right now, right? And the White Sox taking on the Angels. This is a late nightcap tonight. So after watching about 12 afternoon games, you got a couple of night games, and you got the Angels taking on the White Sox. You got Lucas Giolito up against Dylan Bundy here of the Angels. Minus 158 is the price tag today on the Halos. And looking at the over-under is 8.5. 5.5 with Tony La Russa now taking the charge in Chicago, and 3.54. And you know what? The Angels, I don't know. Every year they just disappoint you, right? You expect, and it's just, you feel bad for Mike Trout. Probably the best player in baseball, and he's always on a bad team. And it's just too bad. All right, looking at this, 5.5 to 3.54, the over-under at 9.04, and it should be a good one tonight. Houston taking on Oakland. This could be a great game. You got Chris Bassett up against Zach Greinke in Ring Central Coliseum this evening. Minus 105, so basically a pick and price here. 8 is the over-under. We got the Astros winning this one, 4.3, 3.8. Excuse me, the over-under at 8.1. First pitch, 10:07. And the last game of the night, you got the Giants taking on the Mariners. Minus 107 is the price tag. 8.5 is the over-under. Kevin Gausman taking on Marco Gonzalez. And let's see what this is going to bring out this year for Seattle. 4.83, 4.46, and the over-under at 9.29. All right, folks, don't forget, put in your selections today at BullpenPix.com. You have until 1 o'clock to get the early picks. If you want to get every pick in, you got to go early. First pitch is 13:05. And even if you missed the first game, you can still put in your picks and put in all your selections. Again, the more people we got playing today at BullpenPix.com, you'll see in about 2 weeks from now, once we got people making their selections and you start following some of the top baseball pickers, you're going to see your bankroll increase. And this is why I say, do not go crazy the first week of betting baseball. If I were to make a recommendation, limit your bets to 1 or 2 a day until you get a good feel of the landscape and until you got your pattern down, your systems down pat, right? And hopefully that helps you. A little tip from somebody who's been around the block a few times, right? All right, let's take a look at Kevin Driver's in the house. How you doing, Kevin? Hi, guys. Ready for baseball? One game postponed. Yeah, Boston, Baltimore, and I saw another game postponed too. So we got 2 games postponed. The Mets and Washington, I'm seeing now, has been postponed. So that kind of sucks. G&G, wind blowing at Wrigley, 60 miles per hour. Yeah, blowing in, so the under might be worth the look here. But 6.5 is very low number. And what else is everybody on here? What's everybody taking on baseball today? All right, I do have the 80% club, and let me go to the 80% club. I got some, wow. When I was doing the 80% club this morning, I saw some great stats on the under in the, I think it was Kansas City game. Let's go to MLB. And these are our top stats and trends here in the 80% club, the Gronk club as I call them. And the under is 12-1 for the Marlins as a 120 to 140 home dog versus American League Conference opponent the last 10 years. So a nice underplay here on the Marlins. The over is 9-1 for the Rays as a minus 140 to 160 road favorite in the month of April the last 10 years. Wow, that is pretty amazing right there. Cubs are 9-1 as a 200 to 220 home favorite versus a National Conference opponent the last 3 years. If you like the total in the Braves game today against the Phillies, the under is 9-1 for Atlanta as a plus 100 to 120 road dog versus an NL Conference opponent. And let me get to Oakland. No, not that one. There's a really good stat here. Let me go to the old 80% club. I got some really good stats in this section. I think it's this one right here on Kansas City. Where was it? No, that's the old one. All right, 80% club. And let's go Major League Baseball. And check this out. So Seattle as a home or away team with a total 6 or 7. They're 8-2 straight up, 9-1 to the over last 10. LA Dodgers as a road team when the spread is plus in between the 200 to 220. They're 7-3 straight up, 8-2 to the over. Now here's the stats that I was blew me away here this morning. When the Texas Rangers are a road underdog versus Kansas City, 17-1 to the under. So when the Rangers are a road dog against Kansas City in their last 20 games, 17-2-1. And when Texas plays at home or away versus Kansas City, 36-9-5 to the under. So Texas and Kansas City under looks like a solid system play here today. And Cleveland, home or away versus Detroit in the last 40 matches, 32-8. Cleveland absolutely owns the Tigers right now. And let me see if there's any other. Arizona is a 200 to 220 road underdog versus right-handed pitchers before a conference game, 10-1 to the under. So those are some of our top plays here today in the 80% club. Now I got a great system play in Major League Baseball. So check this out. And it involves 3 teams here today. So if you're looking for a good play here, this is a good go against system today against. Let me go with the system, and then I'll show you the team it involves. When any Major League Baseball home favorite is playing the first game of a series, the total is 7.5. The last 2 years, and it's in April, so basically, the opening day or opening week in April. So it involves the opening day and the opening week. Let's take a look at the record for the home team. It's not that good. 4-13. So check that out. Any home favorites, first game of a series, total 7.5. The last 2 years in April. 4-13. Now, this is a play against. And if you're using this system, these are plays against the Yankees. So if you like Toronto, this is a play against the Yankees, a play against Milwaukee, and a play against Cincinnati. So Milwaukee, let me see what the latest line here. And I'm just gonna pull up one of my outs. And normally bookmakers. I just want to see some of the lines on these games right now. But that's a pretty solid stat right there. 4-13. So let me take a look at the latest line on those 3 teams that I mentioned. So right now, the New York Yankees are minus 185. So line's going up on the Yankees. So again, any Major League Baseball home favorites, first game of a series, total 7.5 last 2 years, 4-13. That's a play against the Yankees. A play against Milwaukee. Let me see if Milwaukee's still a favorite here. Where's Milwaukee? Yeah, minus 109. And then the play against the Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati minus 113. So if you're looking to play this system, the plays, the go against system on the home favorites are, if you're going to play this system, Toronto, Minnesota, and St. Louis. We'll keep an eye on that tomorrow, see how the system done. And if it's a good system, I'll keep it into our system club. Now, if you go to our website, you'll see that each and every day, if you go to tools, go to podcasts, I keep track of all the best systems, right? The best NHL, NBA, and I did a little bit of formatting. So I put all the NBAs in blue, NHL in red, so this way it's easier to distinguish. And in order to get this, you got to be a member of ATS Stats. So again, you go to Tools, Podcasts, and then you hit the systems at the bottom, and I'll add the Major League Baseball. I found a new system today in, I think it's basketball. I think it's basketball. I'm going to show you guys. It's down here. It's an 80% winning system, NBA. All right, so that's the, let me check out the schedule here. Let me see if we, St. Pin or FanDuel. Junkies, let's get it. Fabulous 365 likes the Twins in St. Louis are minus 1 on FanDuel. Okay, Bookmaker has them differently. Yeah. And you know what? So Fabulous 365 says Twins in St. Louis has minus 1.5 on FanDuel. And this is where, so let me see, Minnesota, what team did she say? Or he say? Twins in St. Louis. So Twins in St. Louis. So I'm seeing Twins. Yeah, so no, Bookmaker has plus 1.5, and Minnesota, where's Minnesota here? Minnesota, yeah, plus 1.5. I'll always go with a book like, see, DraftKings and FanDuel are public books, right? I call those square books, and you know, and the reason why I say that is because they get a lot of fantasy players playing those books. When you play with offshore or international books that are established, like Bookmaker, Pinnacle, Sports Interaction, those are, you know, bettors books, right? Those are players books, and I'll always play with the players book because the line to me is always more sharper, right? But you know, nothing against those other books, but it's just I'd rather get the sharper lines with a reputable sports book like Bookmaker. All right, let me take a look here at the show schedule. So we did the 80% club, the 3 system stats, and now let's go to the NBA. Let's go to the computer picks, and let's take a look at the hey, good morning, Eddie. There's our good friend Eddie. Hopefully, Eddie, you're having a great day. And again, folks, thanks to everybody who joins us each and every day. Don't forget, if you do enjoy the show, hit the like button. Really appreciate it if you guys enjoy the show. You hit the like button. Tells me we're on the right track, and you enjoy getting the information here each and every day. And you know what? I think when you there's a lot of good other podcasts out there, and you know there's some really good ones. And I think we're up there with some of the top podcasts when it comes to bringing in information. Right? When you do a podcast like this, there's 2 things you got to consider. You want to be entertaining to a certain amount, but you want to be serious, right? And trying to find that right mix of entertainment and great information. It's it's like coaching football, right? I mean, I say it all the time. The higher your coach, the less fun you have, right? But we have a lot of fun doing this show, so this is nothing like coaching football. Philadelphia taking on the Philadelphia. Yeah, I was thinking football over there. I was going Eagles mode there on you guys, or the Phillies. Hey, there's so much sports going on today. I gotta focus. Hey, focus, Ron. Put the blinkers on and stay focused here. All right, we got the Sixers taking on the Cavaliers. Now Philadelphia 9-point favorite. The over/under at 211. ATS forecast. Gonna lean with the Sixers here. 109 to 101. Over/under set at 210.61. If you are new to the Raymond Report is based on 3 key fundamentals of sports handicapping. Number 1, value. You got to have value in what you're buying. Number 2 is the percentage play in your favor. And number 3, the performance cycles. Are you betting that team with value, percentage, and in the right cycle, right? All right, so let's take a look here on the value report. And if you look at the Sixers now tonight, our number on Philly is, where is it here? -5, and they are laying 9. So they're overvalued, but you got a B-type team, or actually an A-type team, right? We're the A neutral against a C-type team, and the Cavaliers coming off a thumping in the last game of 39 points to the Jazz, and they've been off 2 days on a 3-game losing streak. And the last 4 games have gone under the total for the Cavaliers. And if you like the total, we have it landing on 210.61. So it does like it to go a hair under the total tonight at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. I think it's still called that. Washington taking on the Pistons. Washington is a 3-point favorite. Over-under set at, let me see here, 222. ATS forecast, the computer pick. Gonna lean with the Wizards here. 113 to 111. The over-under is set at 224.78. The chance of covering the spread, though, does favor the Pistons, coming off a 124-101 loss to the Portland Trailblazers. And the last 2 games have gone over for the Pistons. I have them as a plus 3.87. So right there, fair market value on the Pistons. And for the Wizards, overvalued at -3. Charlotte taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Brooklyn, a 3-point favorite. The over-under at 224. This is going to be a good basketball game here tonight. Brooklyn, we got them winning here 116 to 113. The over-under at 230.94. But you know what? Let's take a look at the injury report here for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Harden's a game-time decision, hamstring. You know, anytime you got you tweak your hammy, it's no fun. It's no fun at all because now it plays in your mind, right? So if any athlete will tell you, as soon as you tweak a muscle or you got something that in your body that doesn't feel right, it plays with your conscience and you just don't have that confidence to be the best that you can be, knowing you got something setting you back, right? So hopefully Harden, he's not too injured and he can go. All right, let's take a look at the Nets. They're on a 3-game win streak. And Charlotte, look at that, 5 ATS wins in a row. So be careful if you are betting this game. Now, we only have one system play today, and I'll get to that in just a few minutes. It involves Golden State against Miami, so the next game that we're going to handicap. And Orlando taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans, 8.5-point favorite. You'll run at 217. Forecast, going to lean with the Pels here, 110 to 104. Over-under at 214.8. 44% chance of covering for the Pelicans. The last 3 games for New Orleans have gone under the total. And the Orlando Magic, even though they are 16-31, not having a good season, they're on a 4 ATS win streak. That's why their chance of covering is low, according to the Raymond report. And the value play is basically on the Magic here. But I don't know if I'm going to go with a C-type team on the, eventually what goes up must come down, and maybe it comes down tonight. All right, I do have a good system here tonight on the Golden State Warriors. So let me go to my system play. I'm going to go to the podcast. And there's Rui from Portugal. How you doing, Rui? And let me see. Chad says Brooklyn Nets injuries. Yeah, a lot of injuries on Brooklyn right now. G&G goes plus 105. Braves have too much batter. I agree with you, G&G. And let me see. At home with my lovely wife watching your video. Awesome. First day of baseball, play ball. Well, I wish Mrs. Eddie a very happy day there today, Eddie. Hey, that's awesome. All right, here's the system play, guys. We got a nice little system play here today on the Golden State Warriors. Now, check this out. And anytime you want to see some of our top system plays in the morning, like say you don't have to be a member. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com, go to NBA, go to free reports, and once you go to free reports, you go to Golden State, Miami, and scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see where our systems are at the bottom here. The system plays are right here. 21-5 system. Check this out. So the system is this. NBA road teams the last 5 years playing on 1 day's rest, coming off a home win as a favorite. So let's take a look at, let me go to the premium section here. Let me go to premium at the Rain Report. Man, I feel 11:46. I feel like today's flying right by with Major League Baseball, NBA. We haven't done the NHL yet. Hopefully, you guys enjoying your cup of Java. Too early for a brewski, unless you're in Europe somewhere, right? Having a little cognac there in Europe, the Irish coffee, and yeah. Okay, so looking at Golden State coming off a 116-102 win over the Chicago Bulls, and they were a 1-point favorite in that game. So the system, again, NBA road teams the last 5 years on 1 day's rest, coming off a home win as a favorite, coming off a 2-game homestand. So Golden State coming off a 2-game homestand. They played the Hawks and the Bulls. All right, so far so good with the system. They scored 116, 120 points for in their last game. They scored exactly 116. 21-5 against the spread the last 4 years. So, guys, that is a pretty good system on the Golden State Warriors. Road teams on 1 day's rest, coming off a home win as a favorite, coming off a 2-game homestand, and they scored between 116 and 120 points for the last 5 years. NBA road teams are 21-5 against the point spread. Your play is the Golden State Warriors tonight against the Miami Heat. All right, let's go back to the forecast. So Golden State +2, and over-under is at 218. We got Golden State. Look at this computer pitch. All the indicators pointing towards Golden State. Now they just got to go out there and get the W for the bettors at the Rain Report. All right, Golden State +2. Rashad? Or, okay, no, maybe he's talking about something else here. Here in Europe, it's tea time. Hey? Tea time in Europe. Actually, Rui. So Rui is from Lisbon, Portugal, and everybody knows my family. My sister married a Portuguese guy in our family. His name is Rui too, believe it or not. And if you ever been to a Portuguese wedding, man, I tell you, don't eat for 2-3 days because it's like, you know, unbelievable food. But the desserts, I don't know what it is. There's this one dessert. It's like a cupcake, and there's like yellow custard inside. Man, that is my favorite dessert. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, eh, Rui? Those little custard desserts, man, they are so good. But all right, let me go back to this one. San Antonio against Atlanta, and -1 is the price here. Tag on. That's all I'm talking. Says Portugal is a fantastic country. Yeah, what? I can't wait to go visit. I'm getting thrown off here. All right, those Portuguese custard desserts are throwing me off here today on the Rain Report, right? All right, great woman in Portugal. I won't say that to Mrs. Raymond. I'm married to a great woman too. So hey, but hey, if you're not single and you're in Portugal, absolutely go for it. We have wonderful food. All right, let's get back to the action here. Focus, Ron. Okay, -1 is the line here. 221 is the over/under, and we're gonna go with 106.1, 106.4, favoring the Spurs. Now, hey, the Spurs let us down a bit last night on the total. They got the win. They won by 14, 120-106 against Sacramento. Sacramento didn't, they let the offense in the bus. But San Antonio, if you like San Antonio tonight, this could be, it's a good value, right? You're getting good value. Only a 39% chance of covering. But Atlanta, let's take a look at Atlanta in the last couple of games. Man, the Hawks are struggling of late, right? The Hawks are struggling. Let me see here. Atlanta -1, and the last couple of games. Well, actually, let's go see. They're 2-8 in San Antonio. 2-8. You know what? This is a tough game. This is a really tough game to handicap here. 6-4. I love these San Antonio, but they don't. This year for some reason, 12-14 against the point spread at home. I think there's better opportunities to make $1 here today in the NBA. All right, and your final game of the night, Denver taking on the LA Clippers. LA is a home underdog. Man, what's going on with the La teams right now? The Clippers and the Lakers, they're just not a good time to go in the tank, fellas. Utah and Phoenix are getting stronger, and you two teams are getting weaker. So, but you know what? Could be a little bit of a rope-a-dope happening here, and just getting rested for the real time. But the more they slip, the more their home court advantage disappears, right? -1.5 for Denver. The over-under at 220. ATS forecast calling for a Denver Nuggets victory, 110-108. The over-under at 218.92. And looking at Denver's last 3 games on a 3-game win streak, big win over the Sixers last game, 104-95. And the Clippers losing to Orlando. It doesn't get lower than that when you lose to the Magic. And there was no magic for the Clippers a couple nights ago when they lost to Orlando. But if there's one team that rebound nicely after a loss, it's the LA Clippers. In fact, let me go check out the record here on the LA Clippers after a loss. I thought it was pretty good. Clippers after a loss. Where is it? 5-2, but I think it's better than that overall. Let me go to the super database, and let me go NBA. Actually, let me go down here. Are we still talking custards in the in the bullpen here? Hey, are we talking desserts here? All right, let's go NBA. Let's go Los Angeles Clippers. We're going to overall coming off a loss. Where is it? Coming off a loss. There it is. All right, and let's go this season, current season. And here we go. Survey says LA Clippers 14-3, 12-5 against the point spread. So yeah, so be careful if you are taking Denver tonight. The Clippers, and looking at the lineup tonight, let's see if Kawhi's good. Marcus Morris is game time decision, calf. But Beverly out, George out, Ibaka, Rondo, Scrub. Man, it's a mash unit on the Clippers. And then here comes Denver, just la 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 la, coming in and just probably take him to the woodshed tonight. Who knows, right? All right, let's take a look at the NHL. Let's take a look at the NHL forecast tonight. A lot of so in NBA, I checked all the systems on the NBA. None of the systems here work out tonight for the NBA. And guys, what I'm gonna do each and every day, Major League Baseball, once I get a good system, I'll post it right here. And this way, if you ever want to come back during the day and say, you know what, Ron talked about that system, where is it again? And just go to Tools Podcast Show. And then once you get to the podcast show, scroll down and hit Ron's top betting systems. And then you will be able to see these top systems. And I'm telling you, you want to keep track of these. Winners win, right? Follow winners. And that's the theme of the day. Follow winners today. At BullpenPix.com and Hockey Picks. All right, speaking of hockey, let's get to the NHL. That was shady. What was shady? Clippers lost their last game against Orlando. That was shady. NBA's so fickle lately. Am I missing something here? Let me see here. Shady about my singing. It was my singing lady. Hey, Ron, you will have NFL or CFL too? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, CFL. You know what? That if you ask people in the industry what's Ron Raymond known for, is CFL 5-star best bets. Back since '96. NHL, that's where I made my living in back. That's how I got started. When I first started this industry, there was a guy in Oklahoma. Here's another story. Hey, another Ron Raymond story here. So when I first started in this industry, it was 1996. I just left the military, and I started doing these websites. And a guy from Oklahoma, his name is Ryan Austin, used to own the Austin Sports Bar, the sports bar. And he says, I need he's a guy in Oklahoma, didn't know nothing about hockey. And he goes, I need a guy to do hockey. I said, okay, I'll do your hockey picks. Next thing you know, I'm giving out his hockey picks. And I didn't have my website then. I was just doing my picks on his site. I think I had remember the iStar? iStar had a little iStar homepage. And, it was like a MySpace, right? So I was doing my hockey picks, and then this guy comes, and then I started giving my picks, and then back in the day, it was all the Vegas guys calling and wanting my hockey picks. I'd be sleeping at 3 a.m, the phone's ringing. Hey, Billy here, you got your picks? It's 3 a.m. I go, how about I sleep in another 3 hours, and I'll send you my picks in about, 4 hours from now. Man, I tell you, back in the day, it was crazy, the hockey picks. And that's how I got started, giving out my hockey picks at Ryan's Sports Bar, the Austin Sports Bar. If you Google Austin Sports Bar or the Sports Bar, and from there he goes, you know what? You need to go on your own and do your own site because you got a lot of followers now. And then that's how it started. I just started doing my hockey picks, CFL picks, and next thing you know, boom, the PST network was born. So a little bit of a background how things got going. But back in the day, in the early days, it was when I gave out those hockey picks. And I went on this crazy run. Everybody from Vegas was, not everybody, a lot of guys, because back then a lot of Vegas guys were betting in offshore. But I'll never forget, 3 a.m, calling me, asking me, yeah, your picks ready? I go, you kidding me right now? It's 3 a.m. Yeah, I just thought maybe you'd have your picks ready. Okay, good night. It was kind of funny. Anyways, where was I? All right, hockey. Little story, a little side story there to tell you guys. Tampa Bay taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Minus 286. So now Tampa Bay, Hedman got injured last game, right? That's a big blow to the Lightning. Hedman's I think he's one of the best players in the NHL, and the best player in the NHL might be a defenseman right now, and I think it's Hedman. Hedman is absolutely phenomenal. I've watched him really close the last, especially this year. I knew last year he was good, but watching him this year playing more, man, this guy he's really good. Let me see, Hedman. Hopefully he's okay. I'm seeing on the injury report, Hedman returned to Tuesday's game versus... Okay, so he did return. I didn't see that. Perfect. So, yeah, I like Tampa Bay here. 286, over-under at 5.5. All right, next game. Let's take a look at Buffalo against the Rangers. Hey, break out the champagne. That 18-game losing streak is over. But here's the bad news. You're facing the Rangers tonight. Minus 286, over-under at 5.5. ATS forecast. Going to lean with the Rangers here. 3.54, 2.1. The over-under at 5.64. Philly took care of business. Took care of Philly. Philly's a mess. Philly's an absolute mess. When Gritty's your most popular flyer, you know you got problems in Philly, right? And you know Philly fans not going to put up with that crap. Boston taking on the Penguins. The game of the night. The game of the night is in the TD Gardens tonight in Boston, and it doesn't involve the Celtics. It involves Boston Bruins taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, the thing with Boston, they got to start scoring goals. They can't just rely on one-goal games or playing low-scoring games. Boston's got to find the twine. And looking at the Penguins. Penguins are rolling right now. 4-game win streak. And looking at the... Vegas said you don't need any rest, says George. Yeah, exactly, right? You don't need rest. It's an international sportsbook now. Yeah, that's a good one, George. I like that. That's money don't sleep, says Don Chain. Absolutely. Hey, that's what I love about the Ramblers and Gamblers, right? They pop out of the woodworks just with their sense of humor. And that's what it's all about, right? And, I know I'm getting off another tangent here, but the one thing, when people ask me about our industry, what's the one thing I love about our industry? Our industry is, I call a bunch of Kramers. Remember Seinfeld Kramer? Our industry is full of Kramers. And just characters, and that's what I love about the sports betting industry. Kramers are really, superstitious, funny, great characters, and that's what I love about the sports betting industry. A lot of characters in our industry, and the world needs more characters. I don't care. Hey, comedy, being around funny people is great for the soul. All right, minus 125, 5.5, 3.02, 2.9, the over-under at 5.92. Now, here's the thing on this game. I got a feeling everybody's going to be on Pittsburgh, and when everybody goes one way, we go the other way, right? I'm going to lean with the Bruins here. Washington against New York, and looking at the Capitals here, minus 116 is the price here on the Islanders. 5.5 is the over-under, and looking at the last game for the Islanders, big win over the Penguins, right? Could this be a letdown spot? And the Rangers coming off a loss, Capitals coming off a loss to the New York Rangers 5-2. And you know what? 3.23, 2.62. The over-under set at 5.85. And this is going to be a good game. I'd have to handicap it some more. In fact, let me go to that premium sheet. I want to see something. I want to see how... I know the Islanders at home are really tough to beat. And, we still got a lot of games to handicap, eh? But you know what? We did it. We did a lot of Major League Baseball, NBA, a lot of information, and it's only 12 noon, right? Looking at this game here with the rain report. In fact, I'm going to use the rain report the rest of the way here. Look at this. New York Islanders, 3-0 against A-type teams at home. Their home record, 13-3. Washington, though, let's take a look at Washington's last... Yeah, Capitals are rolling. Be careful on this game. Washington is rolling right now, 12-3 in the last 15. They're averaging 3 goals a game. Yeah, you know what? But the one thing with the New York Islanders, even though they're 3-4 in the last 7, they still played good defense. But in the last 3 games, though, they're giving up 3.67. So that concerns me a bit. Maybe I don't touch this game. But if you do play this game, I don't see how you not take Washington. Even though the computer likes the Islanders on the analytics, I don't know, man. Washington right now, the way they're playing, and you look at the Islanders' last couple of games. 2-1 against the Penguins, 6-3, Bruins 4-3. So they're playing some tough teams. But here, this should be an indicator to you guys. They only beat the Flyers 2-1, and the Flyers are really bad. The Flyers are a bad team right now. They might be... Hey, you know what? I know it was hard on the Ottawa Senators this year, but I think the Flyers are worse than the Senators. Can you believe that? All right, Montreal against the Ottawa Senators. Speaking of my Sens, here they are. Minus 182. The Habs, I got to give it to them. They came out of that COVID break with jumping their skates, and they pounded the Oilers. The Oilers were never, man, I think the first 2 minutes of that game was over. Like, it was like the shots on goal were like 7-0. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a long night. What the hell was I thinking taking Edmonton? Eh? And you know, so I always say, you always remember the bad beats, right? And my lesson learned this week is Edmonton, they beat Toronto the night before, emotional win. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I took Edmonton on a back-to-back game situation off an emotional. Man, that was a rookie mistake on my part. And I'll own it. That was a bad pick, crappy pick. All right, minus 182, 6.5 tonight. Now the thing with the Ottawa Senators, anytime they play Montreal, Toronto, it's their Stanley Cup. This will be a high-flying game. Will be high emotions. Montreal always plays Ottawa tough, and same vice versa. And looking at the record here, Montreal 6-4 in their last 10 trips here in Ottawa, and the unders 2-8. So these teams tend to take a lot of unders. I will take that blame, Ron. What? Did you lead me, Chad? Did you lead me to the water on that game? Hey, did you lead me to take the Oilers? Unless you're a big Oiler fan, right? No. Hey, man, the captain goes down with the ship, Chad. Don't worry. Hey. Edmonton fan. The captain goes down with the ship. I'll be the last to leave. I'll turn the lights out on the way out. All right, yeah. Ottawa again. Montreal coming off a big win over the Oilers. And let me see here. Montreal after a win on the road, 2-4, and they were coming off a shutout. Teams off a shutout. Maybe the under is where you want to go, right? Carey Price probably going to get, or is it Jake Allen? Let me see here. Jake Allen. So you got Jake Allen, Gustafson. I like the under here tonight, guys. I really like the under tonight between the Sens. In fact, 80% of the games I've gone under between these two teams. And let me see, last game, did it go over? No, it went under. Crap, 4-0. I like always betting the law of average theory. Both these teams played an under. But maybe a 1-unit play on the under. I do like the under. 6.5. That seems like, and Gustafson's a pretty good goalie. Like, he's played a couple of games and he's looked, the one thing with rookie goalies like Gustafson, a 0.86 goals against, and he's in a small market town like Ottawa, and no one's really talking about the Senators. Who's talking about Ottawa and Montreal tonight, right? Exactly. So I think the under is where you want to lean in this one. Panthers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. I saw Eddie there. Eddie poked his head in there. Humor is the best medicine in life. Hey, don't worry. If you guys post, I'll normally get back to it. Eh? Nothing will get by the goalie here. I'll go back to it. No Robin for Pittsburgh. No Robin. Yeah, Batman's out. Who's out, Chad? Is it, he says no Robin, so he's probably referring to Batman and Robin. Is that Malkin? Is Malkin out for Pittsburgh? Who's he talking about? Let me see here. Pittsburgh. Where's Pittsburgh? And, all right. So, Malkin, injured reserve. Yeah. You know what? And I was tough on Malkin, but Malkin's been playing some really good hockey. When did he get injured? Was last game? Lower body. Hey? Lower body. Broke a toenail. Don't you love these lower body, upper bodies? Hey, broke a toenail, so they're calling it lower body. Actually, he's been out a couple of days. Game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Yeah, Malkin's been out 7 games here. So, yeah, this one got by the goalie here almost. All right, so no Malkin tonight. And let me check out the bullpen chat. Fleury, if he wins, he ties Ed Bell for his record. Most wins by a goalie. Oh, that's awesome. Best plays today are Marlins, Moneyline, and Clippers. Clippers are solid, plant-based. What teams are you a fan of all sports? I don't know. That's to be honest with you, George, I'm a big fan of the team today that makes me money. That's my biggest. I'll buy a jersey on if I win a big one. That's the team. That's my favorite team. I'll buy a hat or a jersey on that team. Taking a shot, Ron. If you come to Portugal anytime soon, please say something. Let's go eat some desserts. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I'm talking to my brother-in-law. Once COVID is my sister, we will make it to Portugal, and absolutely we'll get together for an espresso. Right. All right. Let's take a look here at Florida against Detroit, and let me check. Yeah, if you and my brother-in-law get together, I think all you guys will talk about is Benfica. He's a big Benfica fan. Big Benfica fan. Yeah, exactly. We'll watch Benfica. For sure. All right, Panthers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Now, big win for Florida in the last game, 4-1. But again, Ekblad now out. that's going to hurt. Barkov day to day. Man, Ekblad out. No Barkov. Well, Barkov's been gone, a couple of games? He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Be careful betting on the Florida Panthers. Still, it's Detroit. They still do well against Detroit, 8-2 in the last 10, but with no, missing some of your top. And 244, that is a very high risk bet if you're going to bet Florida. I wouldn't touch that game. Carolina, Chicago. Now, we do have a lot of system plays here today in the NHL, and if you followed our system plays, this one right here, NHL teams coming off a 1-goal loss, 71%, or actually 68%, 71 and 34, but I think that record hasn't been updated. System play today, guys, on the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, you're going to lay a bit of a chalk here, so take a little glass of milk and wash down all that chalk you're going to play. 161, but I do like Carolina on this game. Carolina outshot the Chicago Blackhawks last game. Lankinen played great. They couldn't put one by him when it was needed, but I think tonight, now that Carolina, looking at their last couple of games, they've been struggling a bit here. Looking at their last couple of games, where is it? Last 3-2, 3 and 4 in the last 7 games. So they're neutral, and they've done pretty well against Chicago in the last 10. They're 7-3 straight up against Chicago last 10. I think Carolina is a really strong play here tonight, and I think Carolina is the call here. 3.2 to 2.9. The over-under at 6.22, so it does like it to go over the total tonight at Chicago. Was it United Center? All right. Two Isaiah. Exactly. Everything's bigger in Texas, Ron. Yeah. Actually, you know what? One of the best chicken burgers I ever had was in San Antonio. Man, I must be hungry. You're talking desserts and talking chicken burgers. Hey, baseball's coming. Probably have to get some hot dogs going. But best chicken burger I ever had was in San Antonio, in ribs. Great ribs in San Antonio. All right, Dallas taking on the Nashville Predators. Minus 120 is the line here on Dallas. 5.5 is the over-under. 3.72, 2.41, the over-under at 120. Looking at the starting lineup, looks like Anton Hudobin against UC Saros. Watch out. UC Saros and Nets. UC's been playing really good. 10-6 on the season, 2.3 goals against average. But you know what? He's last game he won 3-2, and you know what? I know Dallas is a system play here tonight. I don't think a C-type team. I wouldn't touch that game. If you're gonna play that game, I don't see how you not go against Nashville or take Nashville. 6-game win streak, and for the Dallas Stars, let me check out their injury. I know Radulov has been out a few times, a few weeks. Man, yeah. Without Radulov there, I know Rope Hines been playing well. Pavelski, Robertson, Jamie Benn. But, Dallas not the same Dallas, right? And looking at the last 10 games in Nashville, 5-5 straight up. But, again, I wouldn't touch this one. I think Nashville is the play, but I don't know if I'm going to touch it. And their B team, they're bullish right now. And the last game on the board, Vegas taking on the Minnesota Wild. Now, Minnesota let us down last night, 4-2 against the Sharks. And Vegas coming off a 4-2 loss to the Kings. And looking at the starting goalie, probable Cam Talbot against Marc-Andre Fleury. Fleury wants to get back. I think he was in nets last night. Not a good performance, 4-2. LA always plays the Golden Knights tough, right? It's just a tough matchup for them. And we have the Golden Knights, 3.2, 2.6. The over-under at 5.97. And let me see here. A-type teams, Vegas against A-type teams. So anytime they play the alpha-type teams, 3-0 straight up, I think Vegas is the play here, minus 152. Not a bad price when you consider, most of the price for Vegas games are minus 200 or higher, and I think that's where you want to lean. All right, so let's do a little bit of a recap here on the Raymond Report. So we go back to Major League Baseball. We talked about the system plays against home favorites. First game of the series, total 7.5 in April. You want to go against the Yankees. You want to go against, I believe it was Cincinnati, and you want to go against Milwaukee. So the plays on the system plays in baseball are Toronto, Minnesota, and St. Louis. NBA, only one system play here tonight. It's on Golden State +2. And for the National Hockey League, the system plays tonight in the NHL. Before I go, I want to show you guys that puck line system, right? There's a good puck line system on the Buffalo Sabres +1.5. Let me go take a look at this. All right, let me see here. So it's pretty solid. Look at this, 17-4. NHL home underdogs last 5 years versus non-division opponents, coming off a 2-game homestand. They allowed 1 or less goals against in their last game. 17-4 on the puck line. So Buffalo Sabres on the puck line, very solid stat. Islanders, a system play. Teams coming off a 1-goal loss. That involves the Islanders, Carolina, and Dallas. But because Dallas is a C-type team, I won't touch it. So Carolina and the Islanders. But again, Islanders, even though the system play is on Islanders, Washington is a good team. If I were to play one play tonight in the NHL, it'd be on the Carolina Hurricanes. And it's not a bad price. 160? 160 on the Canes, but I think you get them in a good spot. All right, before I go, let's do a recap here. Blow the horn, says Chad. Major League Baseball. Yeah, Major League Baseball is ready to go. Good luck to all, says Chad. Let's eat now. I'm hungry. Yeah. No Blackhawks, only 1 win. What's your best plays today, guys? I gave you guys some of those plays. And abs, I'm on Buffalo under. Islanders, my top. And there you have it. That's a wrap. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button. Let's get to 20 here before the end of the show. If you do enjoy this show, hit the like button. And if you are new to the Rain Report, all you got to do is hit that bell in the top right-hand corner on your PC or the subscribe button on your mobile device. And if you are interested in a Raymond Report, tip sheet or membership here at atsstats.com, it's less than 27 cents a day, $99 for the year. You get access to all the stats inside here. You click on dashboard, you see all the toolbox, all the tools, the handicapping tools you can use, and there's a database. And if you're interested in my top plays, I went 1-1 yesterday, or actually 2-2. I went 1-1 in hockey, 1-1 in the basketball. I had Grizzlies unders. That was a winner. Remember that system? Yesterday I had a 5-unit play on that. I lost with Sacramento over, but I won with the Leafs and the Wild. The Wild, unfortunately, were a loser. All right, there you have it, folks. That's the Rain Report for April Fool's Day. But as you can see, I didn't pull any tricks on you guys today. There's no time to pull tricks when we're trying to make money here on a Faux-Friday, April 1st. And folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. Happy opening day, Major League Baseball. Hopefully all the winners are yours. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly here tomorrow on a Freaky Friday, April 2nd. Cheers.